been a while since I've caught up with you guys. I don't know whether it's because in our weekly vlogs, which is the time when we can probably talk to you about how we feel easily, I feel like because we've been working with companies at the moment, I haven't had the opportunity to update you on certain things, which is why I felt like I should do this video. There's a lot of things that I feel like I need to update you about. I tend to update Instagram a little bit more because it's quick and easy, and I just upload a photo when I want to say something. But then YouTube, I feel like I kind of forget about sometimes. So we're going to film this video. I have a few things to talk to you about. I actually have a little list here. And a hell of a lot of notifications on my phone, my goodness. So the first one is getting married. It's been, well, I think me and Ryan got engaged in October, and if I'm honest, I haven't really spoken that much about it. I've actually had a lot of messages asking me if I can do wedding content. One of the assumptions in the previous video that I filmed on my own was that I'm not getting married soon. I haven't even started planning my wedding yet. And the assumption was wrong. And the reason I didn't reply to the assumption then is because I'm planning to do some wedding content, but I really needed to make sure I'd got a venue first. I'm gonna hopefully do a whole load of videos on this, but I need to ask you if you'd be interested in that. We've had some problems with venues. We've had some problems with, well, we've been a bit messed around, but I think we have found a venue now. And if all goes to plan, it will be happening this year. I guess that's soon, because usually people plan weddings like a year or two in advance. Me and Ryan aren't exactly doing a traditional wedding, but I guess, well, it is a traditional wedding in a way, but also there's a lot of rules that we're kind of breaking when it comes to formalities and I guess the stereotypes between a man and a woman and things like that. So for example, Ryan and I aren't going to take each other's surnames, and a lot of people find that very hard to understand. I don't feel like I need to explain it to anyone, so I don't really, but usually what I do say is, why should I? In this day and age, what is the reason for doing it? And if it's like a personal thing and you want to have his surname or he wants to have your surname and there's like reasons for it, fair enough. Just feel like it's a bit old-fashioned to just think that you have to do it. So I want to do videos on that kind of thing. I want to do videos, I'm planning to make my own invites. God knows if that's going to work or not. So yeah, so there's loads of wedding stuff. I would quite like to do a wedding series, but that's different to the usual content that we do on here, so let me know if you'd like that or not. Another update is that we were with another management. I did a blog post ages ago, which I'll link below, about us leaving management. We went with another management company, like maybe a year later, who we thought were going to be really great, but we were only with them for like 2 months or something, and we didn't fall out, but there was some complications, I'd say. So that is one of the reasons why we've had quite a lot of sponsored content recently. I don't know if you've noticed that. I think it's like past 2 Man of Weeklies or something have been sponsored, maybe even 3. There's going to be another sponsored video coming out soon. And it's just purely because we had a space of time where we really didn't earn any money, and so we're not really in the situation to turn down work. Plus they're with amazing brands, so I wouldn't want to turn it down anyway, but it does mean that we can't afford to say to a company, oh, can we just space that out and put that out in a few months' time rather than next week? Because quite frankly, I have bills to pay. I also have a wedding to pay for, so there's that. So yeah, so I am sorry that they've been quite like, ad. I hope you understand. Hopefully it doesn't come across like ad in your face anyway, because they're brands that we all know and love anyway, but just wanted to get that one out in the open because it's definitely something that's gone in the back of my head at the moment, and I just hope you're understandable with that. And the next thing that I've got on my list is I want to talk about is that I love Instagram. I mean, that should be no surprise because I love clothing, and I feel like a lot of people go to Instagram to follow people with outfits and fashion and things like that. And one of the things that I posted on Instagram, I'll put up the photo here with the caption, was about this older man that I bumped into when I was in a coffee shop. I was actually meeting a modelling agency, but I don't know if anything's come with that, but they asked to meet me. Anyway, the person I was meeting was talking with someone else, so I just kind of like stood awkwardly on the side because I didn't know if that was the person I was meant to be meeting. She knows my face, I don't know her. So I decided to get myself a drink, which I ordered in a cup that was to have in, but they still gave me a takeaway cup. Not good. Trying to save the environment. Wasn't too happy about that. But that's not the point of the story. I'm just rambling. So I bumped into this old man, and he was sitting down and he was like, would you like to sit next to me? And I was like, no, it's okay. I'm waiting for the person behind you. But then it looked like she was going to be forever. So I just kind of like hovered there feeling really awkward. And then he started talking to me about my arm, which is completely fine. And I thought, okay, this is fair enough. If he wants to talk to me about my difference, that's okay. He's just like an older man. He seems sweet. So I ended up sitting there opposite him. There wasn't that many tables. It wasn't like I could have sat anywhere else. There was nowhere else to sit. So I sat there and I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll educate him. Because he called my arm, what's happened to your weird arm thing? And I thought, okay, this is time for a chat. This is time for a chat. And then he asked the following questions. And usually when I say this stuff to you guys, you give me a bit of clarity in the comments. So I guess I'm turning to you for a bit of an explanation. How are you still happy? He said. I mean, he didn't just like list out the questions like I'm about to list out. They happened in a conversation. He told me, he didn't even ask me, he told me, you miss out on all the best things in life. Do you know that? And I was thinking, what do you mean? I was thinking maybe he meant because I lived in England and he told me that he'd come from Switzerland and it's beautiful there. But no. After I asked him, he meant because I have one hand, which was just rude and like, I don't miss out on the best things in life. In fact, I have an amazing life, and I did say that to him, but it was just annoying that I felt like I was educating him and being really nice and understanding and attempting to be understanding after these 10 questions that he kept going. But he just kind of ignored my answers, wasn't taking anything in, and just kept assuming things about me, and assuming that it's not even that he assumed that I couldn't do anything, it was the fact that he assumed that I had a horrible life because I had one hand, which could not be more wrong. That's what upset me. That just because you have a disability or you're a bit different doesn't mean you have an awful life. Some people do struggle, yes, but other people struggle with other things and they aren't disabled. It just annoyed me that he was making assumptions about me in a negative way, and I was taking the time to be nice and explain things to him and educate him. But he was just instead ignoring what I was saying and just saying kind of rude questions back and statements. Statements he was saying. He wasn't even asking me questions. He was literally just telling me things. Like, if I had an arm like you, I wouldn't continue living. Then he asked me, you probably don't have any friends, right? And I was thinking, well, I do, but I'm not even going to explain that. I just kind of moved on. Why would I? Of course I would have friends. And then another one he said, are your family embarrassed? And at that point, I just kind of thought, I don't know why I'm sitting here trying to talk to you and be nice to you when you're ignoring me and just making judgmental statements and judgmental questions. Genuinely, it wasn't worth the effort of me being rude and like fighting back at him. Not like fighting back, although I used to do karate, so I could probably do that. But I mean, just like arguing back at him and telling him he was rude, it wasn't worth my energy or time. So I just kind of like pointed and went, oh, I'm going to go to my meeting now. Kind of actually just stood over the two, hoping it would end. And my battery ran out, didn't it? Not of the camera, but of the microphone, and I can't find a battery anywhere. Can I, Juniper? No. Man, I wish I didn't ramble now in that video. I guess the point of what I was trying to say is, remember to think about others when you're asking questions. Be curious, that's completely okay. But also just respect the person enough to listen to the answers. And I guess that relates to social media, it relates to hate comments like online, being online in general, but also just like everyday life. I feel like there was a lot more that I wanted to say and I've now just forgotten because the battery died in the microphone. But I hope you enjoyed that update. Please tell me if you'd like any wedding content. Remember to listen to people and think about the questions you're going to ask sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to say the first thing that comes out of your head, but there are occasions when you have to think first. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you want wedding content because I'm excited about it, and we will see you on Monday.